No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. All right, so this week, man, I got a dual winner of the week. Yeah, two of them, man. So first, man, I want to start the LSU alum, man. They're going to get my winner of the week. And the reason why they're getting my winner of the week is because they set up a GoFundMe for $20 million to get a new library. My second winner of the week is the Auburn Tigers football or athletic program for spending $28 million on a football locker room with arcades, snacks, beds, and all this ridiculous stuff. So the reason why I'm giving it a duel is if you need a new library, you don't need to spend $28 million on a new complex. I think that's just retarded. That's like saying I need a new house, but I'm going to go to spend all this money on a car. It's just a lack of just priorities. And then I'm just talking about this $20 million GoFundMe campaign. So you spend $28 million on a athletic facility, and then you want me to donate because you need a new library? Get the heck out of here, man. So for that reason, just LSU, everybody, right? LSU. Everybody at LSU just gets this, man. Just all day of the week. Mm-hmm. Everybody involved in the football program, everybody that wants a new library, all you guys are idiots. All right, what's up, man?
Can you ask my thoughts, please?
What are your thoughts, man?
Scott, you are tripping.
How am I tripping?
First of all, I can tell that you didn't play collegiate sports. No, and that's not a shot. That's not a shot. The reason why I say that is because if you would have saw the amenities that I got when I got to Virginia State and see what these kids are getting, you'd be like, oh, because some of the things you need, like $28 million, whatever. The reason why I don't mind the $28 million is because LSU sends a lot of guys to the next level, and it's not even just. I'm not just talking the NFL. I'm talking about Rhodes Scholars. They have guys that are doctors, whatever, actors, whatever. So these guys got their education there, and they earned them, helped them get this lifestyle, and they donating money. So now. And we talked about this. I didn't know you was doing there. So we talked about this.
I want to rebuttal this.
No, okay. So now, one thing that's different in I'll just use like in higher education with colleges and things like that. Every department fundraises. Every school they getting money back from their alumni. So the athletic department gets money back from their alumni as well. So now, yes, LSU is it has to stay relevant. They don't have a choice. They have to stay relevant because you have the Alabamas and the Clemsons. And honestly, all these Power 5 schools are spending millions of dollars for their facilities because you have to have top-notch facilities, which shouldn't be an issue. That shouldn't be an issue. So, yes, they spent $28 million. Now, this GoFundMe, the athletic department has absolutely nothing to do. Now, if you would have just said, yo, you guys are doing a GoFundMe for $20 million to build a library, then I'm like, why are you doing a GoFundMe? But you don't have to donate to it. People don't have to donate to it. The crazy thing is people are going to donate for that library. But it's no different than doing a regular fundraiser. GoFundMe is just a fundraiser, just like anything else. Now, if they can't get the alumni from wherever to donate for that, and they ask for donations for that, then that's on them. But you can't blame the athletic department for sending these guys to the best level possible, which is the NFL or the NFL or NBA, whatever, and saying, oh, but y'all gonna spend $28 million. But we can't spend the $28 million for our facilities. That's crazy.
So, tomorrow I'll be going fishing. Okay. Last week I went fishing, and when you fish, you throw your bait out there, and I was hoping you would bite this.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Wait a
will
minute.
bite the paper.
Just go ahead.
Bite.
Keep on going. Just keep on going with your point.
I feel like this is a slap in the face to every collegiate athlete. This facility to spend $28 million and not pay their players is one of the biggest slaps in the face.
No, Scott.
Hold on. I just sat through it. And I was waiting.
That's two different things,
no,
though.
it's not two different things.
Because colleges can't pay their athletes.
Can I finish?
Go ahead. I'll let you go.
You just made this argument about all these colleges spending all this money on all these complexes, and you got kids that are starving and that are really putting in all this work for these universities to have all this money, and they can't pay them.
You think the athletes are starving? Honestly?
I think a lot of them.
You think the athletes are starving?
You know, I wasn't a collegiate athlete, but I watched athletes like yourself be broke.
No, listen.
Not have a lot of money.
Scott,
Not be able to work any jobs.
There's a difference between Virginia State University and
I'm talking
Louisiana
about
State
in general.
University.
I'm watching athletes selling autographs. I'm watching athletes selling paraphernalia. I'm watching athletes that don't have money for their.
And again, you're talking about two separate things.
No, well, hold on. No, I'm not really.
You are. But go ahead.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about a facility spending $28 million.
A university.
A university spending $28 million on a facility and saying, "Ooh, gee, Johnny, here's your state-of-the-art facility."
Absolutely.
After I put you through hell with your practices, I don't pay you, I use you, you don't get paid for your likeness. I think that this is one of the problems with college sports in general is the money that these universities are bringing in and not funneling to the players.
Okay.
Aside from the fact that they have other needs within the university, I don't feel like everything should always just go to the football program.
It's the athletic. That's the athletic building. That's not just football.
If you got needs somewhere else in the university, and they're not going to pay these players, then all of it should be distributed among the university. If you're not going to pay the players, if you're not going to pay them,
no. But that's that again. Okay, two things with that. We're not talking about the NCAA. Because the NCAA is so yes, LSU can go and pay each and every one of these athletes. They could go and then they'll be on probation. They won't be able to afford no library. They won't be able to afford no complex because that's something totally different. That's totally. You said to pay the players. In order to pay the players, it has to go through the NCAA.
I didn't say that.
You just said
no. Now you're putting words in my
I'm
mouth.
not. You just said that.
Can I talk? I didn't say that. They're not paying the players, period.
And you can't.
Exactly.
But that's an NCAA thing. That has nothing to do. That's not LSU. That's not LSU.
It's in general, and it's what's
Scott,
wrong
you can't.
with college.
You can't.
Yes, you can.
Listen. First of all, here's the thing. It's funny that you're speaking all of this now because before you was like the athletes shouldn't get paid. Those were your words, and I've always said the athletes should get paid
because you can't distribute it fairly.
You can't. No, okay.
Nobody is.
That doesn't matter.
Way
I did.
The getting paid for the likeness was the best argument.
Absolutely.
Ever. That was the best argument.
Absolutely.
But I didn't feel like you should pay the quarterback more money or you should pay the running back or you should pay the red
No.
shirt.
So here's that thing. Here's what I think about that. No, I feel that if you're on the football team, and you can even probably the distribution should be by class. So a freshman won't get as much as a senior. Right.
So if I'm a senior on the swimming team, do
I
get the same?
And because they shouldn't, because a swimmer that swims for the Olympics doesn't get paid as much as an NBA player.
And see, that's where I disagree.
So why? No, everybody. Hold on, Scott. Check this out. At your job, does somebody that work under you get paid as much as you? But they work for the same company, but y'all don't have the same title.
No, but I'm an adult. And
what is that?
I've got different credentials that I've earned,
Scott,
to allow me to get paid.
Okay,
more.
I'll give you even more.
Student athlete.
Thanks for credentials, right? The football team is bringing the university $50 million, right? The football team bringing in $50 million. They're bringing in $50 million. The swim team is bringing in maybe 800,000, maybe a million. We'll just go with a 2 million. We'll say 2 million. You're telling me a program, one that has more people on the team should pay a football team as much as a swim team or a baseball team? No, not if they're not bringing in the money. No, if they're not bringing in the funds, I'm telling you now, the football team is who paid for that facility.
So whether or not I go to school to be a teacher,
so much for talking baseball
today. Whether or not I go to school to be a teacher or a doctor, does my tuition fluctuate? It's the same tuition. It doesn't matter what I go to school to do. If it doesn't matter what my major is, my tuition is going to be the same. When you look at the tuition rates at all universities, it doesn't say, man, because you're going to the school of business, you only got to pay $10,000 because you're going to medical school and you're going to make more money in the future. We're going to charge you.
But you don't. But see, and that's unfair because you don't know what these people are going to make in the future. And they're not bringing in, and those guys are not bringing in. They're not bringing in the income to the school anyway.
All I'm saying is, a student athlete, the rules are basically the same, right? They can't work. They can't. They gotta put in the required time. Depending on if you're a basketball player, football player, baseball player, the rules of the NCAA are the same. The pay should be the same. It shouldn't make a difference whether or not you're playing football or you're playing basketball or you're playing baseball. We both agree that they should all get something. But what I am against is just the football team getting paid.
No.
I'm
against that.
Paid.
I'm against that. No, I think if you're gonna pay football players, basketball, all those guys, then you got to pay the tennis team, the swim team, the baseball. No, I think all athletes should be paid.
Everybody,
but they can't be paid.
Everybody that's
I don't know.
It's worth equal value.
I think that's unfair. I think that's unfair. I don't think just scholarship guys should get paid. I think walk-ons should get paid. If you make the team for your school, you should get paid.
Okay, and I can agree with that. But what I'm saying is, if you got a full ride, to, whether or not you're on the dance team, you're in the band,
and now they got esports.
A full ride is a full ride. All those athletes on a full ride should be getting paid the same thing. So if you're a full ride with a freshman, no matter what scholarship you got, you should be getting paid the same amount. And that's the way I look at it. But where it varies is you have universities that are bringing in different amount of money. So then if you start paying people, you start looking at LSU. Oh, okay, well, they bring in $50 million a year. So we can afford to pay these athletes a little bit more. Then you start looking at Virginia Tech. They only bring in $20 million a year, so we can't pay our athletes. Yeah, they probably do. But I'm just saying you have that variation.
Right.
So then what it gets into is a competitive advantage. So, of course, you're going to go where they pay you a little bit more. So that's what I mean by nobody has came up with a system that I feel like is fair for all.
And honestly, with so many schools, you probably won't.
Right.
You probably won't. So, look, we got to get to the old school joint of the day.
I told you. I was like, yo, you ain't going to want to do it.
Oh, man. All right. So, this is off the record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
Hey, we'll wrap up with a little baseball, man. We'll wrap it up.
Honestly, we're gonna have to do that next week. I mean, we'll just lead into it for next week because I'm gonna tell people before we go to the old school. We had topics set up, and we were like, we're gonna get to this baseball thing and we didn't even get to it.
I told him, I was like, if we go through this topic, we're not gonna get to baseball.
All right, you got it. You got that one. This is Off the Record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
It's your boy Scotty B.